Hello everyone, this is the Volvo EX30 Cross Country and I had it for 2 weeks and it's time that we talk about what I like about the car and what is not so amazing. This video is brought to you by a better route planner, the route planner for EVs. Hundreds of cars are supported. Choose your configuration, plan your route with the charging network that you want to prefer or charging networks that you want to avoid. If you're a premium member, you can use real-time weather forecast and traffic information, and you can also use a better route planner in your car with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Use the link in the description to support the channel and use a better route planner premium for 30 days for free. Let's start with the stuff that I like about the car. The Regen is really amazing. It's really strong Regen. It's not adjusted very well, but it comes in very nicely. So you can go to a standstill and you can adjust it. It can be off one pedal drive. It can be normal or it can be very strong, and in strong it brings you to a standstill, which is really nice. The next is the comfort. The Cross Country is more comfortable, better suspension than the normal EX30, and you feel it. It's also a bit higher that you can go off-road, which you don't do of course, but it's possible. But again, it drives way more comfortable than the EX30 and I like that. That's really nice. And the next thing would be the power. The EX30 Cross Country you can also only get with the twin motor. That means 428 horsepower all-wheel drive, and that's a lot of power, 3.7 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. The problem is now in winter we had very cold temperatures, so -9 degrees overnight and stuff. So far I haven't been able to manage to have the full power driving this car in 2 weeks. I just can't get it to work. So the battery is either too cold or when I'm charging it's too warm. And so the battery management is maybe not the best thing. Yes, you don't have a lot of buttons in the car, and you don't have a display, but overall it's okay. You have the most important buttons. You can adjust your cruise control, you have a favorite button here, you can turn on your steering assist on and off. You have here all for the wipers, and for the rear wiper you turn your cruise control on here, your volume, next song, and then very smart when you are driving, so these buttons here change depending on what you're doing. Right now it's end the charge. When I'm driving it's the one pedal drive mode and the drive mode, and when I have the cruise control on it's the distance and stuff like this. So it's really nice. And then when you go into car settings you have a quick control thing where you can see different settings as well, again the end charging, and then underneath here would be a few things for the assist systems that you can turn off, like lane assist, driver alert, so attention warning, and your speed limit warning. And the speed limit warning can also be on the steering wheel, but this button can also be driving information or your one pedal drive, depending what you prefer. The same up here, it shows different information depending what you're doing. Right now I'm charging, so it tells me my time to 100% with what power I'm charging, but this can be also my road if I'm driving, and then the speed here, so that's done really well. And the next thing is, of course, this is Android Automotive, so I have Google Maps in here, Spotify, many other apps. In my software video I show you that there are a lot of apps that you can install. Spotify works perfectly. You can send from your phone when you are in Google Maps destinations here, or you just look for them and then they're automatically here when you tap on it. So it's really done nicely. Android Automotive is really nice. If you want to transport grown-ups on the rear seats and there are grown-ups on the front seats, it might get a bit tight, not so much space. For me personally, I don't care. I don't transport any grown-ups. So if then I only have 3 little dogs here in the back, and then the space for me, the same with the trunk, is totally fine. I don't need more. I also like that I can keep the climate on, and not just for half an hour. I can go to the settings and can put it in indefinitely till the battery is down to 20%, or I can limit it to 1 hour, 8 hours, or whatever. That's really nice. I like that. Let's get to the negative. I am missing a cockpit. I would like to have a cockpit. Looking here, it's the same for me with Tesla Model 3, Model Y. I'm not a fan of this. I notice myself always having to look there, and I'm not as concentrated on the road that if I would just look up a bit. If it would at least have a head-up display, that would be very, very nice. It's nice that these buttons here change. It would be nice if I could adjust them. For me, for example, very important would be the trunk opening. I always have to go in here and do the trunk opening. Why is there not a button here for trunk opening? And the same for the temperature. Why can I not adjust the temperature here? Why do I always have to press this and then adjust? Or the seat heating. It would be nice if I can just press, but I get that they ran out of space. But I would prefer the volume and at least all the apps button to be somewhere else. The same with the settings and the hazard, and then have only climate down here. I would prefer that. The steering assist is okay, so it reacts in a normal way. It's not horrible, it's not incredibly amazing. Even on short distance, the cruise control already slows you down pretty much. The annoying part of the steering assist is that it only works till 130 kilometers an hour. Above that, you cannot use steering assist. But I found a workaround. So if you have your cruise control set to 135, for example, again, if you just drive 135 and turn on the steering assist, it doesn't work. But when you drive slower, it turns on, and when you then press resume and it speeds up to the 135, it keeps the steering assist on, but the second you turn it off, or you, for example, do a lane change and it turns off, then you have to do the whole thing again, which is a bit sad. My most negative is now in winter is the battery management when it comes to temperature. I already said it with the power and also with charging. I charged the car twice with to 80%, so I charged once from 3 to 80%, drove 110 km/h range test, and then charged from 11 or 9%, I can't remember, to the 80%, and then the power was like 10% of what I could have, so the battery was too warm. And in the winter it was -5 degrees on that day, that the battery cannot be cooled, that you have the power and heated when you want the full power. I get it with -9 degrees if I have the car parked outside, and then in the morning I get to the car, I can have full power. Totally okay, that's totally fine. But then if I charge the car to 80%, I would like the battery to be not so hot that I don't have power. That would be nice. Or if I drive half an hour and if I navigate to a charger that it preheats the battery, that I can at least then have full power. But again, I didn't have full power in the 2 weeks I had this car. More 45, so 75% was the most I ever got out of the car. And again, when you charge to 80%, then it's just over. There's no way that you get no power. At one time, I did a power drive with 180, and then I slowed down again to 130, drove for 30 minutes, and then at 30% or so, I could barely get up the hill. No, it was at 50%. I charged from 20 to 50%, that's true. And then I couldn't get up the hill with 100, the power was so low. That's a weird feeling, and it's like, I don't know. That's not a nice thing, and I don't like it at all. But other than that, it's a great car, it's fine. It does its thing, it's very comfortable. This is the thing that I like, and the software is really okay, gotten better. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. And here on YouTube, there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.